Namaskar, I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. You're watching us live on PME Vidya channels 6 to 12 and also on our YouTube handle NCERT Official. This is our online training on safety in cyberspace. This training program is brought to you by Central Institute of Educational Technology, that is CIET NCERT New Delhi. Today we are in day 4 of the training session and the topic that we have taken up is socio-ethical aspect of cyber safety. Since it's a training program, there is going to be an assessment on the last day of the training session and we request everybody to kindly watch all our sessions very carefully and participate in the assessment. If you score more than 70%, you will be granted a certificate. Now, it is very important to participate in the session as well with your queries, suggestions and feedbacks. For that, we have different mediums through which you can reach out to us. Please take down our phone number, which is 8800440559. We also have a dedicated email ID for you, that is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. And since we're streaming live on our YouTube handle NCERT Official, please send us your suggestions, request of any particular idea or anything that you want us to bring for you, and of course a feedback for the current program that is going on. Now, we all know that ethical considerations in cyber safety are very important. There has to be some kind of accountability, fairness when it comes to handling the data, because data privacy is extremely important. Also, there are certain security measures that need to be followed so that we can respond to the threats in time. So what these principles are all about when it comes to cyber security and how socio-ethical aspects of cyber safety play an important role in order to have our safe presence in the cyber domain. We will be discussing everything in detail because it's a 5-day, 5-hour training program and you will be updated, you will get the awareness of how to be safe and protected in cyberspace. But for today's session, we have our expert with us who will enlighten us about all the details that we are looking for. So please join me in welcoming my guest for today. We have with us Mr. Manoj Kumar. Sir, namaskar and a very warm welcome to you.
Namaskar to you and all your audience.
Let me tell everybody that sir is principal from Mahatma Gandhi Government School, 25 JSN Hanumangarh, Rajasthan. Now sir, before you present the contents to us and you delve deep into the topic, I want you to tell us that what exactly are the main points you'll be covering in the session.
This is the 4th day,
Yes.
I think, of the training program, and during the previous last 2 days, we have discussed on physical, technological and psychological aspects of cybersecurity.
That's right.
But I think socio-ethical aspects of cybersecurity and safety are more important than the legal and physical dimensions because they address the root cause of online behavior and promote a proactive, value-based approach to digital well-being. The legal framework provides necessary boundaries and psychological insight help us in understanding users' impact.
Okay.
But it is the socio-ethical lens that shapes our digital conduct from behind.
Okay.
So, socio-ethical aspect involves the values, cultural norms, and moral responsibilities that govern human interaction in cyberspace.
So you'll be covering all these points in the sessions today, right?
Now, not only these, and there are many other aspects.
Other aspects as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So, sir, now I request you to kindly go ahead with your presentation, and there are some questions that I'll be asking at the end.
Sure.
Okay, sir.
Namaskar to all. I am starting with my presentation. In these days, many of us think about cybersecurity is just technical stuff. We have strong password using antivirus softwares and keeping our devices updated. And while those things are really important, definitely we can say it is necessary to follow these steps. But that is not enough. There is a lot more to it. The internet is also a social space. It is where we connect with friends, family, and sometimes even strangers. What we do online can have real world effects, both positive and negative. Think about it. A kind comment can make someone's day, but a harmful or a hurtful comment can really bring them down. So, today we will discuss how to navigate the internet safety and ethically. We will talk about how to use technology in a way that is not safe but also responsible and respectful behavior. First of all, we can start and we should start from what is ethics. This is the most important and the basic fundamental question when we are talking about socio-ethical aspect. To really understand what is cyber ethics, we need to zoom out for a second and talk about ethics in general. A long time ago, a philosopher named Socrates said something really very powerful. The most important thing is not life, but the good life. He meant uh, that it is not enough to be just in existence. We should strive to live well with purpose and meaning. Ethics is all about this big question of how we can all live a good life. It is about figuring out what is right and what is wrong and how to make the best choices we can make. Now, just for ourselves, but for everyone around us. Think about everything, every situation. It is okay to cheat on a test. Is it okay? Is it right to ignore someone who is belong to others? Is it okay to bully someone? Ethics help us to answer these questions. So, what does this mean for us? When we are online, cyber ethics is basically about talking those good moral principles, the ones that guide us in the real world and applying them to how we should act online. It is about using values like honesty, respect, fairness, and responsibility when we are using the internet and other digital technologies. This means a few key things. First, it means respecting other people's privacy and do not things like sharing other personal information without their permission or stealing their work. Second, it means being respectful in how we communicate with others. And that includes not only engaging in cyber decision. We must not be part of spreading any rumor, this type of activities. In this way, these are the basic I have concluded some core principles. There may be some any other principles also, but I tried to conclude these principles in only three. I can say only in three parts. One of the most important part of cyber ethics is respecting the privacy. In the online world, privacy is about having control over how our personal information is collected, using and shared. Think about all the information we share online every day. Our photos, our posts, our location data, even the website we visit. Sometimes we don't even know and we don't even realize how much we are sharing or who might be seeing it. That is why it is important to note it. First of all, think carefully all about what we share online and what the potential consequences might be.
Yes.
One, because once something is out there, it cannot be retrieved. We cannot stop from spreading it. It is very difficult to take it back.
Yeah.
The second, learn how privacy setting works on social media because social media has been the part of our life in today. So we should learn privacy settings on our social media platforms and other online services. These settings give us some control over who can see your information, take the time to understand them and use them effectively. The third one, the core principle, uh, regarding our privacy, respect other people's privacy, just as we want others to respect our privacy. It is crucial to respect theirs also. That means not sharing their personal information, photos, or messages without their permission. It is the right thing to do and it helps to build trust. Fourth one, understanding the risk of data collection and tracking. This is the most important thing these days because companies are working and they are collecting our data for their business. Many companies are that collect data about our online activity, and there are ongoing ethical debates about how this data should be used. It is important to be aware of these issues and to make information decision about our data. Online communication is a fantastic tool. It allows us to connect with people. Now we are talking about particularly social media. It allows us to connect with people all over the world to collaborate on some project, some express ourselves, but
Right.
it also represents some unique challenges because we can always see people facial expression or hear their tone of voice. It is easy for misunderstanding to happen, and sometimes the anonymity of internet can make people feel like they can do whatever they want because they don't have the courage to do this type of activities in person. That is why cyber ethics place such a strong emphasis on responsible communication. This means communicating respectfully and not engaging in cyberbullying or online harassment. This is a basic ethical duty. We should treat everyone online with the same kindness and consideration we would show them in person. Being aware of how our words and reaction can be affect others. Even if we don't intend to hurt someone, your words can still have a significant impact. Before you post something, take a moment to think about how it be received. Or using appropriate language, tone, jokes, and even emojis can be easily misinterpreted online. It is
Yes.
often best to remain clear and polite when we are online. Solving disagreements. There may be some disagreements also on our communities. Solving disagreement in a constructive and ethical way. We must learn that disagreements are uh, inevitable, but it is important to resolve them peacefully and respectfully without uh, restoring the personal attack or name calling. Ultimately, cyber ethics demands to create positive and inclusive online environments for everyone. We want the internet to be a place where people feel safe, respected, and valued. The internet gives us access to an incredible amount of information, more than any generation before
Hmm.
us. But uh, here is the catch, not all that information is true, accurate, or reliable. And that is a huge ethnic problem because we are making decisions based on false information, or if we are spreading that false information to others, we are not acting ethically. Cyber ethics, therefore, places a strong emphasis on critical thinking and media literacy. Learning to think critically. This is the first step we should take to be work on media literacy. Learn to think critically, so we can evaluate online information ethically. We need to develop the skill to question what we see online, to analyze the evidence, and to form our own informed opinion. Then, second one, learning how to spot misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda. These are the three major issues we are facing in these days: misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda. And understanding the ethical problems associated with spreading them. Now, I'm going to explain what is misinformation and disinformation and propaganda. Misinformation is false information that is spread unintentionally, while disinformation is false information that is spread deliberately to deceive people. Look at the difference. Misinformation is not spread intensely, it is spread unintentionally, but disinformation is spread deliberately. There must be some intention behind spreading this type of information. It is called disinformation. Propaganda is information that is designed to persuade people to support a particular cause or a point of view, and it is often biased or misleading. Spreading any of these can have serious consequences. There must be serious consequences. We have witnessed this type of many incidents of this type where social media propaganda information caused many accidents, many riots. So, checking this source of information before sharing it, it is our ethical responsibility to make such the information we share is accurate. Before you hit that share button, take a few moments to check where the information came from. It is a reliable source. Is there evidence to support the claim? Being aware that online content can be biased or trying to push a certain agenda. Everyone has a point of view, and that is okay. But it is important to be aware of potential bias so we can evaluate information fairly. These were the core principle what I have tried to conclude them in 3 points. Now, we are going to talk about how can we create a safe online environment. Let's talk about something really serious that is a great threat to cyber security and cyber security is a different word, but being a teacher, uh, we should talk more about cyber safety. That is cyberbullying. This is when someone uses technology like phones, social media, or online games to bully, to harsh, to threaten someone else. It is a big ethical problem because it causes harm and violates someone's right to feel safe and respected. This is the problem in our society, our adults and children are facing with. I think most of us have watched the Netflix series Adolescence, and that web series explains the impact of cyberbullying and this type of activities, unethical activities on our young generation, and what have been the consequences on the boy. Uh, and if you haven't had chance to watch it, the series, I suggest you to watch that series. It can lead to legal and psychological problems. Cyberbullying can take many different forms, and it is important to recognize them. Uh, Being a teacher, we also should try to understand what is cyberbullying and what type of cyberbullying are there in our society. First, sending mean or hurtful messages or spreading rumors online. This is like using our words as weapon, and it's never okay. We should not uh, insult anyone else with our words or with our messages. Sharing embarrassing photos or videos of someone without their permission. It is a huge invasion of privacy and can be damaging incredibly. Creating fake profile or pretending to be someone else online to trick or hurt someone. This is dishonest and manipulative. This trick is being used by fraudsters. There have been many incidents when people looted money from someone else by using fake profile and stealing the identity of others. Fourth, excluding someone from online group or activities. This type of cyberbullying affect greatly the young ones. This might seem less obvious, but it can still be very hurtful and isolating. Cyberbullying can have a really bad consequences, not just for the person being bullied, but also for the person doing the bullying. It's crucial to create an online environment where everyone feels safe, respected, and supported. Social media is a huge part of our lives. It allows us to come connect with friends, share our experience, and even learn new things. It offers credible opportunities for creativity, self expression, and building communities. But like any other powerful tool, it also comes with potential risk, challenges, uh, we can say with ethical challenges. We need to be aware of these challenges so we can use social media in a positive and responsible way. Uh, some of the key issues that can be included in using social media are privacy issues and data collection. Social media companies generally collect our data information about us, and uh, there are ethical questions about how this data is used and who has access to it. Cyberbullying is an online harassment. Unfortunately, social media can sometimes be a platform for bullying, which we discussed in a serious ethical violence. The spread of misinformation and fake news is these activities are happen on social media. It is easy to share false information on social media, and this can have harmful consequences. We have an ethical responsibility to be truthful and accurate in what we share on our social media account. A fourth one, negative effect on mental health. For some people, social media can contribute to feelings of anxiety, depression, and low self esteem. It is important to use social media in a way that promotes our well being and the well being of others. So we make the most of the good things about social media while minimizing the risks. That is the key questions we need to address while we are using, we are online, we are living in the environment, online environment. Social media is a huge part of our lives. It allows us to connect with different uh, part of the world from friends, share our experience, and even learn new things. It offers incredible opportunities to us for our creativity, self expression, and building communities. But like any other powerful tools, it also have some problems with it. So we need to be aware of these challenges, and we should um, foster the online community to be better for their being. So, we actually teach cyber ethics. It is not just about lecturing, it is about creating a learning environment where ethical behavior is modeled, discussed, and practiced. There can be some practical strategies. How can we how can we teach our students? We can create a classroom environment that valued respect, empathy, and ethical behavior, both online and offline. We
Hmm.
can use cyber safety club, incorporate discussions of cyber ethics into different subjects such as language, arts, social studies, and technologies in our classroom. We should look for opportunity to connect ethical concepts to the curriculum. We should use real life situation and case studies to explore ethical dilemmas and help our students develop their critical thinking skills. Present scenario, and we should ask them, what would you do and why? Encourage students to develop their own guidelines for digital citizenship or classroom agreements. Based on ethical principle, this can be give them a sense of ownership and responsibility. We should provide opportunities to our students to practice responsible and ethical behavior online through group projects, online discussion, and other activities. Learning by doing is very effective and it can work better and it can be more powerful. Teaching cyber ethics isn't just the school's job. It is something we need to work on together with parents and the wider community. Parents and family plays a crucial role in enforcing cyber safety, ethical online behavior at home. Here we can talk about different uh, different activities to partner with their parents. We should provide parents with information and the resources about cyber safety and the ethical consideration involves. Keep them informed about the latest online trends and challenges. Hold workshops or presentation for partners, parents on topics like ethical online behavior, social media safety, and how to talk to their children about online issues. Communicate regularly with parents. We should encourage our students to communicate with their parents about online activities, issues, and ethical questions that arise. Keep the line of communication open. Encourage parents and their children to have open and honest conversation about their online experience, including any ethical challenges or dilemmas they may encounter. It is important to create a safe place for these conversations. We can also work with communities, organizations, and experts to enhance our cyber ethics education. For example, we could partner with local tech companies, law enforcement agencies, or non-profit organizations. Uh, we can include them with our cyber safety clubs. The internet is the incredibly powerful tool. It can be used for amazing things for learning, but connecting for creating, it can also be misused, and we have faced the ethical choices we make, both individually and collectively, will determine what kind of digital world we are going to create. As educators, we have a tremendous responsibility. We need to equip our students with not just the technical skill to use technology, but also the knowledge, the values, the ethical understanding. They need to be safe, responsible, and ethical online. By teaching cyber ethics, we are not just helping our young people protecting themselves, we are helping them become the kind of, uh, we can say, digital citizens
Yes.
who will use technologies to build a more just, compensate, and positive world for everyone. Now, I think we have missed a topic that how to answer the cyberbullying, because cyberbullying is the major problem we are facing with in our schools. We should train our students how to deal with this type of problems. When first of all, we must we must make our students feel that you should not lose your mental health, and you should be you should resist resilient against cyberbullying,
Mm-hmm.
but you should not take it on heart.
Right.
And it is your duty, and you must be aware that you are being bullied,
Hmm.
and you should be proactive on this topic. And in this situation, you must consult your teachers, your elders, and your family members. You must complain, and you must talk about this. And on the other hand, our teachers must have the duty to make our students and encourage if there is some type of this problem our students are facing with.
Right. So we can
Uh,
say, sir, that cybersecurity landscape is constantly evolving, and
yeah,
we need to update ourselves, and there is a need for continuous learning and adapting to the changing environment, and also because there are new threats and new ethical challenges coming up. Now,
correct.
sir, I have few questions for you. Is there anything else that you would like to present, or can I go ahead with my questions?
You can go with your questions.
Right.
We can talk about any particular topic if it arises during your questions.
Absolutely, sir. Also, and you talked about raising awareness. Also, I think it is also an important, need of the hour, I would say, because what happens that ethical conditions generally go for a toss. Because people have their presence on in the cyber arena and they lack etiquettes. What I'll say, you talked about speaking politely or responding politely when you are doing that in cyber arena, because your statements can be misconstrued or misinterpreted. So I think there is a very I would say amazing term called netiquettes. I want to understand what this term netiquettes is, and is it about etiquettes like in real life we should have some etiquettes and we must stick to them. Is it similar to that, and what netiquette is and how it is important to follow them or adhere to them when it comes to maintaining your dignified presence in cyberspace?
Correct. Your question is almost you have answered your question in your the answer to the question in your question,
Right.
because uh, uh, etiquette is not more much different from etiquettes.
Okay.
We know etiquette describes the rules of conduct for respectful and appropriate behavior.
Hmm.
Here, letter N has been added to etiquette word, and it represents the network. This means being aware of and acting in a responsible, appropriate, and ethical way while we using digital technology. There are many etiquettes
Hmm.
while we are on online.
Hmm.
We can say different type of netiquettes.
Okay.
Just say email netiquettes. Email netiquettes, we must be we must identify ourselves and keep our messages
Yeah.
brief, and do the point. We must remember that email is not necessarily private. Our messages can be forwarded to many people without our knowledge, and avoid sending. And we must not send insulting, abusive, or
Yes.
threatening remarks. So that our email should be shown as etiquettes. And I am going to explain other etiquettes also. Social media etiquettes are
Okay.
also there. But during chatting and messaging, you should always remember that the person on the other side is just like you. Speak to them in a manner that you want to be spoken to.
Absolutely.
It has become a trend to treat one's social media accounts as a personal diary. Children often put out their thoughts and feelings without thinking about the without thinking more. It is not always a good idea to be vocal about all our thoughts and feeling online, because it can hurt someone else's feelings.
And so
And
being vocal is one thing, but trolling somebody is a
yeah,
different
yeah,
ball
yeah, yeah,
game
yeah, yeah,
altogether.
yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah.
venting out your frustration on somebody who has nothing to do with you.
Correct. Vocal, if you explain yourself, I am vocal.
Yeah.
But being a vocal, you are sometimes trolling other people.
Yes. We
And
have no right to judge others for their tastes
we
and preferences, right?
correct, correct. And in these days, there is also a different etiquette is also needed. That is gaming etiquettes, because our young generation spend their time a lot on gaming, and many gaming platforms uh, provide some platform to talk on them, and our children share their ideas, their feelings on these talking platforms or chatting facilities. At that time, we must teach our students, our children, to be polite, respect other fellow, and game rules. Games are meant for only for pleasure. So we, our students, our children, must be know that we should not show their superiority over the fellow players. This type of uh, behavior is not should not be encouraged on while they are playing.
Yes, you're right. And I think, in the name of autonomy or freedom, you just can't raise your voice and say anything against your country or your countrymen. You should always be politeful, and because there's so much of misinformation, you talked about misinformation, disinformation
Correct.
also. There's so much of misleading information on the internet, and people start believing then and that behaving accordingly. And that, has a ripple effect on the people, on the viewers, and of course on those who are just who are just victim of this trolling. And also there is one more ethical consideration, that is plagiarism. Copying the text or copying the content, this is also happening a big time, and I think it takes away the credit from the one who has originally done it. What do you have to say about it? What exactly plagiarism is when it comes to cyber security? Please explain, sir.
Plagiarism is totally unethical. Combining ideas or work from another source into our own or your own work without giving due credit.
Yeah.
It is plagiarism, either with or without the original author's permission. If you have permission to publish or to write or to quote the other words, the words of others, you must give credit properly, and you must mention that you have taken this data or this word or this code from somewhere,
From a particular
from
source.
somewhere, a
Yeah.
particular source, and you must mention the source,
Yes.
and you must have the permission from the source. It
Yes.
includes all written works, both published and unpublished.
Okay. And
It can be manuscripts, prints, or like even electronic forms. And if you copy data from internet, that is also plagiarism.
right. And so you are an academician yourself, and these days we have new ways and creative, innovative ways to make students understand about the concept. So teachers, they definitely get inspired from the ideas that are there on the internet. I want to understand how a teacher, should be cautious to stop digital footprints.
Pardon?
How a teacher should be cautious to stop digital footprints. Because you do
Correct.
take inspiration from the
Correct, correct.
internet, right?
Correct. Digital footprint is a great issue, and this is privacy invasion.
Yeah.
We are facing it, and unknowingly, we are going on creating our own footprints, and we are not aware of the consequences that we can face in future because of the footprints. We can experience, and we in these days people, there is a trend that when a child uh, takes birth, her or his parents take photograph and put them on social media,
Yes, yes.
and every activity of a child is being shared on
Social media.
social media accounts. That is not fair. Though you are parents of children, but you are not authorized to share or take photographs of your children and put them on
Public
social
domain,
media,
yeah.
public platform. And you must know that once your photos or digital footprint have started and on the internet or online world, it cannot be, it is uh, next to impossible to completely remove the footprints. And being a teacher, we also have trend to highlight our children, to highlight our students and activities, and we proudly publish the photos of achievement, photos and the achievements of our students on social media network. But it is not fair, it is not ethical. We are spreading and we are providing information and facial data of our students to others without their consent. Though we are not doing it to harm them,
Yeah.
but it can be harmful for them in future.
So, sir,
So,
on one
so,
hand, you
so
want to contribute to the public good also, and at the same time, you don't want any harm for your kids and for your students. Isn't it a dilemma?
correct. Yeah, it is a dilemma, and there are some. There can be some regulation, and there's some. We can solve this problem. We have some technology to blur the face of our students so that their facial data cannot be copied by the unethical for any unethical use.
Right. And I think, sir, what we need is continuous learning and development in this area, because it is very important to take into consideration all these socio-ethical aspects, because you just can't go on bragging over the internet about anything. And you're very right. Parents should refrain themselves from posting their pictures, post pictures of the kids on social media. It's like, displaying the kids of your pictures in a community park where you're living. Our parents never
Yeah.
used to do that, but since we're living in a place where people long for attention, they have a craving for gaining attention, and I think kids should be kept far from this. Now, sir, we are left with just 2 to 3 more minutes. I want to know any particular message that you would like to give to the parents, teachers, community, and all the stakeholders who are watching this session, that how can they make use of social media in the best possible manner for their good, for the greater good, and at the same time stay protected. You have already covered all the important points. Anything, any experience that you would like to share, something that has happened and had repercussions which you want people to know and learn from it?
Sure. I want every parents, every teacher to be aware about the internet activities of their children.
Okay.
It is very important for us, and
Yes.
I suggest guardians to provide large screen electronic media or digital media, so that people can watch the activities from behind or from far. In these days, children have smartphone and they are using the smartphone, and the parents don't know what they are doing,
Yes.
and what they are living and who are they talking with, where are they having connections. Uh, so we should be careful,
We should.
careful and more careful. We in this way, here we can find the dilemma about privacy and security.
Yes.
Being a parent, we should respect the privacy of our children. But on the other hand, we also have responsibility to make to ensure their security also, and to ensure security, we must know about online activities of our children.
Absolutely. It is a responsibility of the parents, teachers, community members, and the big corporates who have a lot of data with them. So data handling should be done carefully, and data is asset which it should be protected at all costs. Well, I have learned a lot from this particular session, and I must thank you for your valuable insights. Thank you so much, sir,
Thank
for
you.
enlightening us about the socio-ethical aspect of cyber safety. We appreciate your time and contribution to the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaskar.
So viewers, that was our online training session on day 4, where we talked about socio-ethical aspect of cyber safety under the umbrella theme of safety in cyberspace. I hope you have also gained important insights, and you have gained all the important information that is much needed, because today we all have a presence on different social media platforms, of course on different internet platforms where we are doing our transactions, but we need to stay ethical. It is not just about thinking of ourselves and of our advantages or benefits, but also of the good at large. Now with this, I'm wrapping up the session over here, but before I leave, it's time for me to share an update with you regarding this beautiful competition that's going on, Balpan Ki Kavita. What is it? Let's have a look.
क्या आपको भी गीत, कविता पढ़ने, लिखने और गाने गुनगुनाने में रुचि है? तो आइए शिक्षा मंत्रालय भारत सरकार की एक अनूठी और सराहनीय पहल का हिस्सा बने तथा भारतीय भाषाओं और अंग्रेजी में लोकगीत और कविताएं भेजें। आप दिए गए लिंक पर अपनी रचनाएं अथवा किसी अन्य रचनाकार के गीत और कविताएं भेज सकते हैं। भारतीय भाषा कविता प्रतियोगिता के नियम आदि भी आपको इसी लिंक पर उपलब्ध होंगे।
We wish you luck with the competition. May you come out with flying colors. And now another important update. Textbooks for grade 4 and 7 are available on Amazon, Flipkart and NCERT official website. So please go and grab your copies now. Now it's time for me to tell you about the schedule, what's all coming ahead. So let's take a look. In a short while from now, you can watch our sessions here where we will be talking about sports and socio-emotional learning. And all these sessions that you've been watching since morning are there on our YouTube handle NCERT official for your future references. Go and watch them and please participate in the current session. With this, it's a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you. Stay tuned. Namaskar.